Hi everyone, thanks for coming through to this video today. It's a little bit different. I've got somebody with me over here. This is
Ruby.
And we're going to do a bit of a challenge today. It's one of her own photos. She is my son's friend who's come to visit, and they've been down to the beach one evening and taken a really nice photo of them splashing about in the sun. So we're going to have a go at painting it so she can have it for her bedroom wall. So let's get started. Okay, to start with, we're going to do a background of this gorgeous picture. We need to do a nice light grey. So, Ruby, we need our flat edged brush, the large one. Ruby is a complete beginner, so if you're a complete beginner, you'll be able to do this too. Now we're going to go for a really nice grey just to fill the background so that we've got something down. So for this, you want to take some white, okay, quite a bit of white, but a tiny little bit, like just flick with your brush a tiny little bit of black and mix it in, because black is a real dominant colour and it will grey up quickly. You can always keep adding to it. Yeah, see, so add some more white to your mix. That's it, like to a corner of it. We can always go over it. Hang on, let's get you some more white.
Got a bit stuck.
Listen to the teacher, missus. Right, I'm just gonna squirt some more white in there. So try not to mix it all in, and that's it. Now just leave it like that because it's nice and pale, and even though you've got a lot on your brush, it's fine. We're going to spread it round. So I'm just making some more of the colour up that I wanted. It's very, I didn't have enough, and we've got to fill the whole, the entire canvas, so we need enough. How you doing? How you diddling?
Yes.
Yeah, just keep mixing that white in. Got it? Okay, we're going to spread the canvas. Let's go for it. Go for it, honey.
Is that right?
Yeah, just get it on the canvas. As long as we've got something down to work with, we can lighten or darken it with layers on top. So, yeah. And just spread across. Don't worry if you get it on the table, because every few weeks I sand the table and repaint it. So it's all good. Just get one nice colour, and you could also mix, just pick up white if you wanted it to be a bit lighter and just mix it in on the canvas. It's another trick. If your colour's a bit dark, you can keep doing that, but it uses up a lot of paint for our first pass. We call it the first pass, and you want to keep going. Try and keep, as well, if it's not spreading, wet your brush and get some of the paint off and just wet it, and that will help you to spread. If it feels like it's kind of dragging on the canvas,
yeah.
Right. Okay. If you go in that direction as well, on here when you do the waves, it will feel as though everything's in that direction.
Yeah.
So keep the movements like that. And don't worry if there's a few little streaks here and there, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Hopefully this should be a nice quick tutorial. Obviously, if you guys at home wanted to make it more detailed from the photograph, then you can. You know, there's a lot of detail in the sea that you can do, but we're going to go for a simple, modern, abstract kind of look. Excuse my phone pinging away. It's been very busy today, my phone. Right, make a bit more. Got enough space there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You just basically got to make sure all that white's gone, and you don't really need to worry about the neatness at the bottom, because if you look, there's loads of streaks in it in the waves and things anyway, so it's fine. I'm gonna go for a streaky wave look. A bit more water, it's dry. You'll instantly feel the brush move better. Do you need some more white? Probably. You will do for the rest of the project. Where did I put it? I need some more. Said we need a lot of white, didn't I? There we go. They need to be quiet. Be quiet, please, you guys. Sorry, friends are upstairs and they're making a lot of noise. Maybe shut the door.
I think they're different colours.
I've frozen on there. I hope you can still hear me. Let's just we'll sort that out. Hopefully I'm moving now. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Good. Now what we have to do is let that dry. We can't really add anything to it, but what we're going to do is speed dry it off camera, everybody, using my handy dryer tool, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're going to come on and start doing that sunshiny colour that's in the sky. And if you sort of step back from the picture, you can see quite a lot of orangey and peachy colours in the sky from where it is. Now we're going to do it just off, not quite centre, it needs to be just off centre. Okay, and we're going to start actually with white on its own. Just get a bit kind of on your corner, and then we're going to do a little circle. Okay, and that marks the center of the sun, which is very hot. We call it white hot. Then what we're going to do is get a little bit of red on our palette and a little bit of yellow, and we're going to make an orange. So make that orange next, and then we're going to mix a lot of white into it to make like a peach color, and it will come up. I'm going to have to add a lot of white to it, so don't mix too much of the red and yellow. It's going to be more white than anything. There we go. How are you getting on? Yeah, so now put loads of white in so you can get it to look really peachy like that. A very pale, dusky peach. More white, lots more white. Yeah, lots and lots. A big dollop. That's it. Keep going and adding that white until it's much, much lighter. It needs to be really, really gentle. Kind of very pastel peachy colour. That's it. We're getting there. I'd say a little bit more. Another dollop and you'll be there. Great. Okay, so now what we're going to do, if you watch me first,
yeah.
I'm going to come around the edges with a bit of that on my brush, and then I'm going to swing it round the sun that we've already got there. Okay, and then we're going to kind of push some of it outwards as well, but we're not putting any more on the brush. We're just pushing the colours around that area and keeping on being gentle with the brush, and just keep on pushing it round. Okay, we're just basically establishing our main colours, so it won't look like anything much, and it doesn't have to, but we're just establishing that nice kind of glowy peachy colour. Good. Right, and then we have to get some of the grey, but keep the peach on your brush. Keep the peach on your brush, and then we're going to kind of blend that peachy colour. Oh, I had black on my brush then. Ah. No, don't wash it off. Don't wash it off.
No?
Keep the peach on there. We're going to mix the peach in with the grey.
Let me just...
That's it. Dry it off. And we're going to go for it by mixing that peach now into the grey.
What are you making?
We're doing a sunset picture. That one. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, that's it. But you want to be making sure it's peachy and grey mixed in together. Okay. And then that will blend in gradually as we work down. Okay. That's just our first pass, our first layer. Oh, I've got too much orange at the top there. Alright, make some more grey if you need to. I'm going to mix a bit more grey up there. Keep it light, lots of white in it, yeah?
Yeah.
And then just keep mixing it down. because we want that kind of soft.
I've lost my
You need to
circle.
mix it in more. Yeah, no, the circle will come back. That was just to give us a guide. You need to get more white grey colour going over the orange, because we really just need to be blending it into the background. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So get some more, but make it really pale. Lots of white. That's it. Well done. You're doing great. It's not easy. It's your first time.
Oi.
Leave her peach paint alone. We have teenage boys in the room, by the way. They're observing.
You filming a YouTube video?
Yeah.
It's going fine.
We're doing a challenge, a painting challenge.
Wait, so I've made some more grey then.
Make some more grey, so then you just go over what you've got with the orange, just gently. Don't put too much on your brush. Really, really take lots of it off. Push hard down on that palette to get it off. Yeah. And then you just want to be coming over and blending that in to the rest of your painting. All right, like that. I've ruined mine now, showing you, but it's all right. I can go over it again. Yeah.
I think I've done mine too high.
You have done it a bit high, but it's fine. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. And it is really nice to get these streaks in, because sunsets, when you look at the sky, it's always streaky. And then we can come in and redo that
You
sun.
guys going-
Right. Hang on. All right. So, and then just keep bringing that down.
Should I add more of this, right?
Yeah. Just, I would say, yeah, keep adding the peaches in. Just keep going with layers. It's just putting layers of the peach on, layers of the grey on, until we're happy with what we've got. I need more white. Do you need some more white?
Yes.
I'm going to need a lot of white with this painting here. There you go. Right. So, let's mix it in. Get that nice light grey that we had. Start with nice light grey, because I don't want quite so many dark streaks. We're coming down to the sea now, and we will have darker streaks down there, so that's fine, because you can see in the sea that they are darker. And we'll have to stop with our layers in a minute, let what we've done dry. Keep remembering to put water on your brush, because otherwise it won't spread.
You're doing the orange all the way through.
No, only in the sky bit to start with, so just go halfway down, and then this will be just waves. Okay. So we're just mixing in the grey, and sort of show some of the streaks, as you can see on mine. Let the streaks develop, because that helps to create the different areas in the water. And we can come back to the sky. So if you're not happy with it, we're gonna be coming back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. Now you have to do the bottom. So lots of, try maybe put some more white in, because as you can see down here where the waves are, it's much paler down here, and we just want some simple kind of white lines mixed in with the darker line. So be
Right
patchy,
here.
but yeah, just long strokes. That's it. Try not to curve your strokes, keep them straight. Yeah,
Yes.
straight, 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 straight. Wash on, wash off. Red in there, looks quite nice actually. Okay, so we've done that step.
Yes.
I'm going to let them dry, so I'm going to stop recording. Okay, now we're going to mix a little bit of a purple colour, so that the sky also has purple in it as well. And we're going to keep layering the purple, the orange and the grey until we're happy with our sky. So we're going to use the smaller flat brush. We're going to make sure there's some water on it, but then take some off, dab some off. We just need a little bit of the magenta, and we need a little bit of blue. And it will make a really strong purple. So we're going to add lots of white again. This is all about tints, this picture. Lots of colours with lots of white in. Okay. We'll also need to do the grey again as well in a minute. So have a look. Yeah, now just add loads and loads of white. Now if you want it to be slightly more pinkier, add more pink. If you want it to be slightly more bluer, add more blue. But sunsets are usually have quite a bit of pink in, don't they?
Like purple.
Yeah, definitely. Oops, I just added loads of pink to mine.
Put even more white.
Yep. Ooh. More white coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does need to be white with a hint of colour, basically. So we don't want to overpower the picture. Just needs to be a real tint of colour. I accidentally just put loads of pink in then, but hey, it's okay. Mine is probably more pink than purple, but never mind. So what we need to do is try and get the bulk of it off the brush again. Just twizzle your brush round on the palette to get it off. Okay, see, it's like a very pale purpley grey. Mine's probably not quite as light as that, but you just need a little bit on there, and then we're going to go over it again with grey anyway. Now what I want to do, so the purple that I can see in the sky is at the bottom of the sunset. So now we're going to mark in where the bottom of our sunset is here. Okay, and then we're going to come up, get some more water, get some more of your mix, and just come across. Don't put too much on your brush, and just keep bringing that up. Okay, and make it streaky, because sunsets are streaky. Don't be perfect with it. Okay, then we're going to get some more of our peachy colour, and we're going to bring some of that back in as well. Okay, very much just streaking the sky. And because we've already got some of that peach and grey in there, now we're just kind of really emphasising that colour in there and bringing it across. And we'll bring it down to the waves in a bit. Get some really light grey. And I'm just, that's a bit too light. I'm just going to go over the top of my purple again with some of that grey to blend it in again. Okay, try and get those long sweeping motions in. You'll need your water because it won't spread, and come from one end to the other. Okay. I don't know why I've got those marks. I think they're watermarks on my picture, but never mind, it's fine. Okay, excuse me, I've got a really itchy nose and they can see me on there. Itching my nose constantly. Right. Good?
Do I need more peach on mine?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think you're fine. Let's go now for putting the sun back in. So we're going to go for white. Just white. Okay? Just white. And put it wherever you want to put it. Somewhere where all that peach is. Okay? So we're going to put that white glow back in. Now I've got a bit of pink on my brush still, which is lush. Then you want to come in with a tiny bit of peach on your brush. And then you want to bring that round the outside again. So we're going to do it like a peachy sun. We can come in with a white in the middle again eventually anyway. We want to get some yellow in there as well, I think, like yellow with a bit of white, really make the sun glow, but only a tiny bit. Yeah, so we want to get some yellow into that middle bit. Yeah, that's fine. Get some really light yellow, tiny bit, and I'd go over the white with that, because then we can layer on the white on top. And then maybe a little bit of the pink, maybe a little bit of the peach. Basically just use the colours we've made and create yourself a nice kind of graded sun. And then what we need to do on the edges, right, on the edges of your sun, just kind of pull the paint out a bit as though the clouds are coming across. Are you watching?
Yes.
So the paint you've put down, you need to kind of do that, yeah, and just push it out, so then it looks like the clouds are kind of.
I'm gonna do this going around.
So what's that?
Maybe
Yellow,
really like
right in the middle over your white. We're going to go over the white again because I've decided that it needs to be white at the end. and just put a little bit of white on top and keep adding that as we paint until we're happy that it's white. But the yellow needed to be there first to layer on top of. Just use a little bit. That's it, fine. So now do what I was doing with the lines and kind of smudge out what you've got. Get your brush clean, wipe it off on you, and then drag some of those colours. And if you want other colours coming through even stronger, then add them, but do them as lines like that in the sky. It's looking lovely. I'm going to get a bit more of the pinky colour and come along here and do some more. Now we've got some clouds up there. Do you want to have a go at clouds?
Well done that, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. You just, there's no right or wrong, just enjoy it. Yeah, that's all you got to do is enjoy it. Right, so we're going to try clouds. You want to have a go at clouds?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a go at clouds. So we need some grey. So it kind of needs to be darker than what we've already got, so it will show it up. So you need some grey, and all you have to do is don't have much on your brush, and we're just going to kind of scumble. It's called scumbling. Just kind of use the corner, just do that, make shapes with grey and with not much on your brush, and just push it round. Make sure it's darker than what you've got, else you won't see it, or lighter, just as long as it's not the same colour. And just kind of do that and wiggle your brush around, and it gives the effect of clouds. And if you've got darker, you can then come in around the edges and kind of add little white bits, just white on the corner, and it kind of gives the impression of all the lights hitting the clouds here, kind of thing. Does that make sense? Okay. I've never heard Ruby be so quiet.
Concentration.
The concentration. Just kind of keep looking at the picture as well, but obviously just go with it and do whatever you want as well. I'm going to make a little bit darker, because actually it looks quite heavy with dark, that cloud, doesn't it? So we've got a bit darker over here, we'll be a bit moodier. Yeah. There we go. Just blend in. Yeah, you're doing well with your clouds.
With the white.
Yeah, just blend it in with what you've already put down, and then put some lighter greys on top. Yeah, just make them look grumbly, like they're going to pour down with rain in a minute. But put some little white bits in as well, because what that does is show that there's light on them. Just do that with the corner of your brush. Doesn't need to be too white. And then just blend the white in, because it's not daytime, it is nighttime. There we go. And just keep going till you're happy with the cloud. As long as you've got some kind of cloud shape. Bang. And then you can start doing this with a practically dry brush and just going over it and really pushing it in. Because you've got all these lovely different colours now, you can just kind of flatten them out a little bit. Dry brush and just, yeah, push it round like that, and then that helps to make it wispy on the outside edges, nice and wispy. And I'd say there's another bit of cloud underneath, isn't there? Again, you don't have to put in what you're seeing. You can change it. It's like, not, this is abstract, so I'm just taking what I can see and turning it into what I wanted to have as a painting. So I'm just coming across here, some more grey cloud, there's some little wisps over here, so I'm just putting wisps in as we go along. That's it. And that just helps to create all the bits together. Sorry, it crashed then, everybody. So you'll just see me stitching like the different versions together. Now what I want to do on mine, which you don't have to, is I just want to add in a little bit more of that peach, but I'm putting hardly any on my brush, like really hardly any. So you put some on and then you get rid, you can even put it on there. And I just want to add a little bit more of that, because there is so much more around the sun, but coming off it like in the streaks and a bit more at the top. Because look, I'm really looking at it, looking closely at the picture now and comparing it to what we've got, and We really need to start making that sun have a nice glow to it. Okay, so my computer completely crashed that time. I have no idea what's happened. My front face camera, it doesn't want to work. I have no idea what's going on, but we'll sort it out later. Now what we were doing was just adding a bit more of that orange glow in. We could even bring some of the tints of that orange into the clouds a little bit, because it will be bouncing off the clouds. Just with a really dry brush, hardly any paint, and we're just kind of rubbing it in. Because it is so orangey, and also just bringing a few streaks of that peachy colour down into where the purple is and just streaking it across so that we've got some more of that down there, and also still putting it in the clouds. So just kind of just trying to build it or bring it all together now. Okay, so doing that. How are you getting on, Ruby Roo?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. There. Okay, so once you're happy, we can start on the C. I think. I'm just wondering if I'm happy. Let's have a look.
Need to blend.
I think up here I just need to do something like get rid of that splodge. But the good thing about acrylics, unlike some other mediums like watercolours, you can go over. They're so opaque that you can go over what you've done and make changes. If you do something you think, oh, I wish I hadn't done that, you can go over it so easily. So I'm really going to go back into my white again. We've got to get the centre of that sun as white as possible. So that's too much white. But I just want to get down. And I might actually just use my finger to rub that white around, just to get that nice white splurgy centre. We might keep adding the white on. Might just put some darker orange just around here as well. So where we've made that peachy colour, maybe see if you can pull out some slightly reddier version of it and bring that round as well, close to the sun. Close to the sun, not far out, because that's where it will be like the hottest. Okay.
What, like that?
You need to add some more yellow to make it more orangey. I think I've got it. Jake gets it bad. And
Yeah, I know.
started. Jake's my son, by the way, everybody, and he gets hay fever really bad. Okay. So once you've done that, we can start focusing on the C, and then we're going to let everything dry for a bit, and then we're going to paint in the final details and you and Connor.
Yes.
Yeah, which is the main part, isn't it? It's why we're here.
Stickman.
Yeah. So at the very back, that's where it's the darkest grey. So we're just going to get a grey again. And this time it needs to be darker than what we've got. And we're kind of just going to do a dark strip. We're not really going to worry about getting it completely level or anything like that, but just do your best. Okay, because the sea is going to kind of be melting into the sky anyway. Doesn't need to be perfectly straight, but that back bit needs to be a bit darker. And then we're going to bring in some lighter grey underneath, and we're kind of going to go in stripes, because that's what's going to be creating the wave sections and then the darker watery sections. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we've got darker watery sections and our lighter wavy sections. Yeah. And then just put the lighter one in front, and then again come in with a slightly darker one, and just kind of do it wherever you want. You have your darker grey sections and then your lighter grey sections, and that is just creating the waves and then the deeper water behind the waves, if that makes sense. Just using those stripy strokes, long strokes. Can you see how that's creating the sea, feeling of sea a bit? Yes. She's a good pupil, this one. Okay. I'm going to do a few more. I'm just going to keep going with it. I'm not even looking at the picture now. I'm just enjoying it. So I'm going to come down towards nearer to the bottom, and what I want to do is get this darker wave in that's here. Okay, because that's going to sort of show the difference between the waves and where the water's kind of finishing to the sand. And we're going to just mark in some lines where the water's edge is going to be with some slightly darker grey. Okay, so just coming in with a darker grey line, and then another one here. Okay, and then above that we'll start blending that out into a lighter grey again. So we're just trying to, oh, didn't mean to do that. Get some more white on that, but it doesn't matter because it's the ocean, you know, it's not perfect. And we've kind of just got waves here that are overlapping each other. So we've got that dark edge, which kind of tells us where that wave kind of ends. And then we've got our other waves kind of overlapping. That's it. Remember to keep going in the across direction though, because water is very much going in that direction, even if you've got those kind of waves sweeping in, they're still sweeping in that direction, the straight direction. Okay, and don't forget water if you're getting dry. Ooh, somehow look, I picked up blue then. We do not need that. What I do want to do now is to pick up some peach, just a tiny bit, and we're just going to rub it in and bring it down here, underneath where your sun is. Okay, so you want wider strokes at the top, but then come down so that they're like a bit smaller at the front. Okay, so that kind of just rubs in some sun colour, just gently. And then also even on the sand, but do it in straight lines. Yeah. So now all we need to do is keep going in with our greys, our different greys, and just kind of build up different strokes in the water however we want, just to create that feeling of water. And we can go back over the peachy colour so they don't look too obvious, and then we can come in and be more obvious with some little strokes and be a bit more like, wow, this is really strong orange. And I would suggest towards the back. I think what we need now is a smaller brush. We're going to go for like a small round one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Yep. You're making small peach.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just scribbled water on the painting. Never mind. Okay. And we're just going to get some of that peachy colour on our little brush, and we're just going to kind of mark in some little marks like that. And that helps to give the impression of glistening on the water. Okay. So just tiny little marks. And here, the back can be more kind of splurged like that. You don't really want the little marks because we're going here for detail towards the front because it's nearer. Just that's it. Yeah, tap it with your fingers, whatever you want to do. Good plan.
Yes. I really need some lighter grey.
Yeah,
Bit
so
dark.
just, do you need some more white?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give you some more white. So just put a bit of white in the corner of the grey you've already got, and then just keep mixing that. So just adding some little sparkles. You don't want to be doing that on the sand because the sand will be splurged in, but on the water definitely, and bring some out. You can have some little sparkles coming out further towards the back. Why not?
Oh God.
Don't worry, just enjoy it. Just slap the paint on, it's fun.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be like the picture we're painting. Okay, so we can also come in now with some very pale grey or white and create some more kind of wavy strokes with our little brush. So wherever we've got like the lighter grey, come in with some little white strokes, and then that will help create the impression of crashing waves. And then I think we're pretty much getting there. You could even add in some white in here with your glowing sun on the water. Get some little sparkles of white. That will help to bring it to life. I'm going to put some white waves in here. The reason why there were no sparkles there is because there was a crashing wave. So we'll come across with some white on there. You alright? Keeping up? As I say, just keep having fun. That's all you got to do. Right. And I'm not looking too closely to where I'm putting these waves. I'm just thinking, where are my lightest greys? And that's kind of where my waves need to be splashing. So this should be a nice, quick, simple kind of sunset picture for you guys. It shouldn't be more than an hour and a half. You might take you a bit longer, might take you a couple of hours, but watch the whole video through, I suggest, and then you'll know what's coming and you'll have an idea of what you need to do in your head already, rather than having the pressure of the picture there to create at the same time. I'm going to put some sparkles down here, I think, near the edge. And I'll wiggle in some wiggly shapes that make me think about water by the edge. It's like tickling your brush on. That's cool, that's looking nicer. There we go. We can even add some little bits of the purple into the water if we wanted to, because why not? So just come in and just put some of that down. Bring that into the sea, and it just gives a little bit of an idea of a reflection from the sky. I might go back to using my other brush to do that, and then we'll stripe it out a bit. Okay, it's always important to bring your sea and sky together with some reflective colours. We haven't done much with the sand yet, and we're not really going to do too much, but we are, I think, going to come in with more of the peach on the sand, because I can see a lot of that from this reflection of the sun here. I don't think I'm actually going to do another version of that sun, but we'll just put more peach colour down there, because that's kind of glistening on the water, isn't it? So just some dry, practically a dry brush, and we're just scumbling it in so that you can see that there. And we know then that that's sand down there. And bring it along all the way, I think. We've got a nice peachy sandy colour. Clean my brush a little bit, come in with a bit more. Nice colours, aren't they? Some of that pink in as well, because I put some of that in there in the water. Just felt like I needed to put a bit more in there, and we'll put a bit more on the sand as well. Can't see what I'm doing there, can you guys, on the camera? So I'm just putting that nice. Stop! My alarm going off to say to go and pick up my son. So what I've done is we'll leave it there for the minute. We've done all the sand and the sea and the sky, and we're going to paint the people in when we get back. Okay, guys? Hi everyone, we're back. We let them dry and went off and did some other things. Life got in the way, so we're back and we're going to finish off. So We need to come in and put some nice waves in. We haven't put enough waves in, so we're going to do that. We'll just come across anyhow that you want to do them. Just enjoy doing it. But I realise we need a lot more. Actually, it was Ruby that said, we better put some waves in. We got interrupted when we were doing our waves. We needed to come back and get them done. So we're going to do that together. Now we're just putting in some white lines. It's a bit of purple in mine, actually. I don't mind. I got that mixed up, but hey, it looks all right. Because when you're an artist, you can do it however you want to do it. It's fine. We're all artists the minute we pick up a paintbrush. That's what I say.
Yes.
Yes.
Artist for the day.
Yeah. And just put them wherever you want. Just look at the picture and kind of make it up. This is not a detailed.
It's abstract.
Yeah, it's abstract. It's how I paint. I paint for joy. I don't paint for detail, and I don't want it to look like the photo. We've got the photo. We're doing this for fun, for mindfulness. Just some time out. We don't have to think, and you can just slap some paint down and enjoy it. That's what all my videos are about.
Let's grab this.
Yep. And another good thing when you're doing the waves is just kind of just scribble the point along, and then you get them looking really kind of like rough as well then. Make sure the ones in the background are kind of a bit smaller, and then as you come to the front you can really start to make them look nice and big. Especially here, because we're going to have a person in this bit. So get wiggling the little brush around. How are you diddling? You putting some blue in?
Yeah.
You decided to go for it.
Make it waves.
Let's do it. Let's get some blue. Another little bit of blue in. Why not? You put lots of white in, haven't you?
Yes.
Good. Because it's such a soft pastel picture. This one here has got a few little bits around the edge. It's coming in. You can't actually see, can you, people on the camera? So just bring it in a bit. Just doing the water's edge. And bringing in some. I'm literally just tickling the page, putting the brush wherever I want it to go and wiggling it about, because that's where it's splashy. It's where all the waves are, isn't it? And do bits where you kind of just
bit
exactly. It's the frothy bit, isn't it? Where they're splashing. So just kind of wiggle your brush along.
Oh golly!
Are you ready for people? Tell me when you're ready for people.
Yeah. I think I need to sort this out now.
Yeah, you just do whatever you feel you need to do. Go for it, girl. Just having fun. Well, you are. I've got to still teach. I'm actually coming in with a little bit more yellow again, I think, and maybe just bring a bit more in here. Just some yellow dots. And can you see how that's created a bit more of a glow? A bit more yellow up here as well. Just into that sunset, that blazing sunny sky. That's why it helps just to go back with other colours and just kind of see what can I do. Step back from your painting, think what can I do to make it better. Try not to get too close, look back from far away, and just think about what you can do. Nearly done.
Well, that's looking better.
Yeah, happy with that now? Okie dokie. Right, let's go for some people, shall we? Because we can always work on the rest anyway. So, You're just going to use grey, okay, as an outline. We're not going to go, it will be black.
Do I need a small brush?
Yeah, get the really small brush. Well, one of them anyway, your small round. They're called a round because they're pointy, that's it. And then you want some grey. And we only really need to roughly give an idea that there's people here, right?
Yeah.
So you're in...
How dark are we talking?
Yeah, that's about fine. Then roll your brush, get the paint off. Because you want it to be nice and pointy like that with a little bit of paint on. Now, we're stepping back up to here because you're in the water. So it's not there. It's not there. It's further back. Okay, so you want to start about here. And then you, the picture of you, your head is just below the surf. Can you see the back horizon line?
Yeah.
So basically, we're just going to draw a little head in there. We're going to draw your body coming back. And then your legs coming, well, where they are. One's forward and one's back, yeah? And then the arm coming down. And we're just doing it lightly because we want to kind of get the shape right before we come in with... You've got an arm coming forward there, haven't you? Let's get that forward arm in. Okay. I've put your forward arm coming a bit too forward, but that's fine because in a minute we're going to go over it in black. You still get the impression of someone being there, don't you? Then we need to come over to where Connor is, and his head is slightly above yours over here. Slightly above. So... I wonder if this is the delivery people for next door. She didn't give me a key. She was gone, but she didn't. Okay, so the head of Connor will be up here. Then his shoulder is kind of coming down at the front. This one is a little bit straight at the back. Then just draw a torso in. Then an arm kind of hanging down the back. And then... we need to draw his legs in. One is angled, isn't it? That's it. We just need an idea of there being people there. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. Oh, I was more in the white than the grey then. And then we can build it up to darker once we feel confident we've got the shape in. And that's one back leg there. And this arm is forward here. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Perfect. Picture perfect.
Yeah. So now I'm going to darken it. We'll go darker to like a really dark grey. Not black, but not far off black, because that's what you are. You're just shadows on that photo, aren't you? So like almost, yeah, like almost, well, even darker, even like a charcoaly colour. Remember not to have much on your brush. Get a small point, and then we'll go in and put you in. So your back's coming down that way, and then your leg coming forward, and then leg down, one down here, and your arm is kind of just dangling. The brush, otherwise you will lose the point as well, the point of your brush. There we go. We need to draw some splashes at your feet as well. Right, there we go. It's Connor being all macho. Jake took that actually. It's quite a nice photo. You did well.
Yes. It's a video.
Oh, was it a video?
Yeah.
Little shadows in the distance. what, we need to get your hair in a little bit. It's like a tiny, tiny detail brush. Because you've got lovely long hair, we need to get that in.
Oh.
There we go. And we need to make your arm look a bit smaller. Made it really fat on the end. Let's get rid of that.
Oopsies.
Oopsie. It's okay. We'll just kind of smudge it out with a light grey into the background. Yeah. Right, splashes. So we just really want some white on the point, and we just want to be.
Oh, mate.
We just want to be putting splashes at the bottom of your feet, like all around you.
Stick men.
Yeah, what I told you. Told you that's what they would be.
That's very small.
Because it takes hours to draw people properly. So you just want to be painting in some white around their feet, because that shows them splashing and making a mess of the clean water into splashy water. And you could also then kind of just mix in some of your peaches and your pinks into the water there, just because why not? You can. We can do whatever we want. Some of the blue. Right, I'm going to get some of the lighter blue. And I think where I've put all the peaches and purples, I'm just going to put a little bit of light blue in the water as well. Just kind of bring some of that blue in. Bring it into the shoreline a little bit. You done?
Almost, I think.
Yeah, just keep going until you feel like you're done.
Could probably be a flowers.
This is the thing. It's fun. Especially when you get past the point where you just, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, and you're just playing. Put some blue at the back, right at the back, I think. Well, you know what we have to do, which we haven't done as well, is give you both some shadows. So you need grey again, but obviously lighter, and you need to kind of just put those shadows in underneath. Nearly forgot the shadows. We need shadows. Calling it done.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Oh, there's a hair in there. Cat hair, I think. Studio cat hair. Bet they've been over here while we were gone. Yeah, I might just fiddle about with the clouds a bit more. I always see, I do this, I say, I think it's done, and then I come back and I'm like, no, it's not. There is lots more to do. Just want to make these clouds just a little bit lighter. We don't want them to be too stormy looking. You happy with it?
Yeah.
Good.
Something different.
Yeah.
I want to like blend these two a little bit. Like.
Okay, where that is, what you need is your wide brush.
Yeah.
You need to have, I would say, some
This one?
peach on it. Yeah, get a little bit of peach on. You don't need much. And just work it down like that from the blue into the peach. Is it dry? So you'll have to mix some more red, yellow, lots of white. So don't take too much red and yellow. Take mostly white. Thing is, I'm the same, like once I don't want to finish because I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I want to keep going till I'm happy. It does mean you can be, you know.
So you know when it's on the wall and you think, oh, I could just add.
Yeah. But for these tutorials as well, for you guys at home, like I want to make sure that they're short and I don't drag them on too much, but I can't help it. I'm just enjoying it and I want to get it how I want it. think we're getting there. Definitely think I'm getting there with you guys.
That's too dark, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not
You need
pinky.
more
You
white.
need more white.
I
Yeah.
need some bottle.
From the bottle. It's created a nice storm cloud.
More white.
Yeah, loads more white. Keep going with the white. You'll get there. It might be that you haven't put enough. Maybe yellow. I think you need some more yellow in there. It's too pink, which means it's too red. It needs to be more orange. That's it. It's coming now. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
Getting a bit more peachy.
Going
That's it. I'm getting there now. So don't put much on your brush. Wipe it all off. Make sure you've got a tiny bit on the end, and just.
Is that the right colour?
That's the right colour. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a bit different. Right, so pop it down. So what you want to do is, let me have a look. Just going to take a bit more off. You literally want a tiny, tiny, tiny bit on. Right, and you want to do this action. And you're just tickling it up.
Oh, okay.
So you're hiding the line until you're happy that it's kind of blended in. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You might need to put a bit more white in it. It looks a bit darker, doesn't it?
Yes.
Do that before you do any more, otherwise you might regret it. Right, I'm going to get some white for the sun again, because we do want that to glow in the middle. Okay. I'm just going to pat it in. There we go. Okay, I'm coming in with a little bit of white on those clouds where there's a little bit of white kind of glowing through. Wiggling my brush about to get different shapes. Clouds are not perfect, so we need to make sure we don't make any perfect little marks. Trying to make sure you can see on camera. A little bit there, a little bit there. You done?
Trying to think.
You happy with
What
the
I can
blending, or do
do.
you want me to have a
Yeah, have a little.
gander?
Because obviously yours, you can see the waterline there.
Yeah.
Whereas mine just looks like.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Right.
Phone a friend.
Right. Phone a friend. It's time for a hand. So you used the blue for the sea though, didn't you?
No.
So let me use the blue as well, otherwise we'll lose our way.
Do do do.
And it's okay to have some of that peachy colour in there beyond that line.
Yeah.
Because you'll see the sand underneath at the shoreline anyway. And I've added colours into mine. You need to have some splashes under them. Is that better? Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Are you sure? To keep going if you want to keep going. But as for the camera, we've finished this lesson, so obviously you can keep going at home as well if you want to add in. I probably will actually. I'll turn the camera off and I'll probably still be mucking about with it, but yeah, just that's as far as you need to go, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe, and and in the description are the freebies on my website and the paint kits if you want a paint kit if you haven't got your own things at home. Okay, bye everybody.